Hello, I'm Don Hutson, and it's my pleasure to have been a friend of Zig Ziglar's for many, many years. We met in 1967 when I first got out of college and went to work for a sales training firm owned by our mutual friend Dick Gardner. Zig was one of the first guys I met, and when we did our big rallies and sales seminars, we always hired Zig as one of our speakers, and he wowed people every single time. So he influenced me very early in my career, and I remember so vividly when he started pumping that pump and telling that story about don't stop pumping, the water goes all the way back down. That inspired in me the belief that you never ever give up if you really want to get something done. So Zig's influence on me in my early days has helped me from a standpoint of never giving up. And I think I've been a higher achiever because of that. But after I was busy selling tickets for my first 4 or 5 years out of college, then I got into the speaking business. I was doing a pretty good job. So people started saying, speak to our meetings, Don, and I got into it. And then it was my great pleasure to actually share the platform with Zig, probably 300 to 400 times over about a 25-year period, especially with a couple of clients, one of which was the Positive Thinking Rallies, where Zig and I and Paul Harvey and Norman Vincent Peale and W. Clement Stone, Art Linkletter, Robert Schuller, Cavett Robert, Ira Hayes, the list goes on. But we did these big rallies of 15,000, 17,000 people, and that was a great time in our lives and in our careers. But I remember seeing Zig have an incredible influence on people at those rallies. They would hover around the product desk. They would stand in line for 45 minutes to get Zig to autograph a book or maybe to buy his cassette tapes back in those days. So that was a great thrill. But as much fun as Zig has had on the platform and as much as people have praised him for his dynamic delivery and all that sort of thing, I remember vividly talking with him one time when he said, Don, I've loved every minute of the platform. I loved all those people out there in the audience who seem to buy what I'm saying. But none of that compares with the dynamic of influencing people through books. I've got more letters in my files, he said, about people who've read the books than people who've heard me speak. So that speaks to the power of the written word by not only Zig Ziglar, but for many who've chosen that as their path. Now, the fact that Zig has tied all of this together in his later years in Born to Win really gets me excited. I can't wait to read this book. Now, having heard a little bit about what's in it, I know that it's got all of his best material from all of his previous talks and books and that sort of thing, but also his latest ideas on how to change your life through the concept of self-motivation. And nobody teaches that better than the legendary Zig Ziglar. I'm proud to call him my friend, and I want you to buy that book because it's going to make you a lot of money and help you help more people be the best you can be, because you are born to win.